chappad faad ke. You can define this term through the number of releases and clashes happening in every week of December 2023. Already in the span of making this video, many films have hopped from December to a January release, creating more clashes. But still, we have two big clashes happening in December. On the 1st December, we have the highly anticipated Animal by Sandeep Reddy Vanga with Ranbir Kapoor versus Vicky Kaushal and Meghna Gulzar's Sam Bahadur. There's hype for both the films. And then on 22nd December, we have Rajkumar Hirani and Shah Rukh Khan film Dunki going up against the KGF film director Prashant Neel and Prabhas's Salaar. And these are just the bigger films that are releasing in December. And this video applies to all the clashes that are happening and are gonna happen in the future. There is so much buzz, so much anticipation, so much discussion, and also toxic fan wars. Be it memes or insulting the actors from different films or spreading rumors that the film is delayed. It's actually a remake, it's not original. The self-proclaimed trade pundits are going crazy. This clash is the worst decision. But you know what? Maybe we all are wrong about this. Let's talk. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince, and most of us who are cinephiles, who are movie lovers, are gonna watch all the films. It's not going to be budget friendly, that's for sure. But some way or the other, we'll try to catch all of these films. And that's why this whole debate becomes a little irrelevant. So then why is everyone so involved in this debate? Why are the alarm bells ringing? There are three things to it. Actually, more like the lack of it. First is the limited screens we have in India. We already have the worst screen to population ratio, and when there's a clash, the screens get divided, which impacts their reach and accessibility. Then there's time. They are only 24 hours, but you cannot play movies for 24 hours. The max you can go is 15 to 16 hours a day. And depending on the running time of the film, they'll get the certain time slots, which may or may not be that friendly. But then also there's time of the audience who are going to come to the theater to watch the film. They have their own life, their own work to do. They don't have all the time to come and just watch films in theaters because there are so many releasing at the same time. Most audiences can manage to watch one film a week. And if there are two films releasing on the same week and then a new film coming out in the next week, it becomes really hard to pick. And then there's of course the money angle. It's not cheap to watch a film in a theater. Over that, watching two films a week in the theater every week of the month, I'm sorry, that's just too much. And that will also divide the box office revenue. If it was a single release for the film, they would have made 100 crores in 2 days. But now it would be 4-5 days or a whole week. But the longevity of running in the theaters will also be impacted because the new release is coming next week. It's a loss for the makers, the producers, as well as the audiences. Then why is this happening? Why are all the films releasing at the same time? Are the people behind this really so stupid? Definitely not. There are 4 things that can just change the tide from this being a bad thing to being very beneficial for everyone. And the first thing is the OTT safety net. Before all the technology existed, movies were shown to public in theaters, in large groups. And the only way to earn revenue was through the ticket sales. And then as the technology started coming in, new revenue streams kept popping up. They came the music cassettes, the VHS tapes, then TVs came, home media got introduced, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, then came the cable TV, and then the internet with the streaming era. So it's not just box office revenue anymore, there are streaming rights, there's music rights, there are satellite rights, brand integrations, and so much more. So even before the film releases, they break even, at least the ones which are smartly budgeted. And there's actually a masterclass with Karan Johar where he breaks down how a film makes money. You can watch it after this video, I'll put the link in the description. So because of this arrangement pre-release of the film, the producers don't really have that box office pressure. Of course they want that box office money because it's the profit, and you do business for profits, not to just break even. You want to make multiple of what you invested. And depending on the arrangement they have with the streaming partner, they may have deals like if the film does so much money at the box office, you have to pay me more. And if the film doesn't work at all, there's already a base price they're getting. But the box office has a lot of value to it because it carries a perception. Oh, actor A did 100 crores. Oh, actor B did 200 crores, 300 crores. The film is a super hit, mega hit, all-time blockbuster. All this cannot be replaced by OTT. And nowadays with the audience so involved with the numbers, as if they're gonna get a bite from it, makes it more valuable. The box office turned the talents behind the film into brands. And that brings us to the next point, which is ease of marketing. What is marketing? It's basically telling audiences who are going to watch your film that your film exists and it's coming out near you in your theaters, so go watch it. To make this point, we have a really good example which happened recently, the Barbenheimer event. If you don't know what that is, it was basically the film Barbie releasing on the same date with Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. And this clash turned out to be one of the biggest event in cinema history. Now many can say it was a deliberate thing, they planned it all, etc. But honestly, who are we kidding? It was accidental. So why did this clash become a cultural phenomenon? See, most of us who are very cinema enthusiasts, we know which film is coming when. We keep track of these things. We are in that loop, we are in that bubble of our own. But there are many people outside that bubble who have no clue. I'm sure someone in your house have no clue what's happening in December. And when that bubble breaks, that even general audiences know that a film is coming, everyone is talking about it, it becomes an event, it's a jackpot. That's the marketing reach you want to get to. There's no way that if Barbie and Oppenheimer released separately, they would have done the same numbers they did at this moment. They would have made money, but not at the extent which they did. And that happened because people were invested in this clash. They were choosing their own sides. They were owning the films. They were making it their identity. They want to watch this first and then this. And that just keeps the buzz going. So you don't really need to market a lot. People are doing it for you. They want to support their actor, their industry, this kind of film. And that leads to a huge number of people coming to theaters to watch these films and keep that box office ticking. So now it's actually kind of makes sense. It's understandable why the producer and the makers are okay with clashing with big films. But is it still the right choice? What about the audiences? At the end of the day, they are supposed to go to the theaters and watch the film. And that's where point number 3 comes in. The time of release. It's very important. As I said before, there's limited amount of time, both for the number of shows you can have and the time of the audiences. But what if you put out the films when the audience have more time, when they are free, when they have holidays, when they have long weekends? Because at that time, the demand is really high. People are out. They are looking for entertainment. They need different options. The recent example was the Independence Day weekend where Gadar 2, Oh My God 2 and Jailer released. And all 3 films did really well according to their size. Really well, they did outstanding. That is the reason why so many big films released during festivals. Diwali, Eid. December is a big one because it's the last month of the year. So people are more open to spend more money. And also a lot of schools and colleges are shut. They have vacations, there are many holidays, there's Christmas, there's New Year. So it provides a long duration where the audience is free and want to watch something. And the last weekend of December is the best because you get almost 10 days where audiences can come and catch your film. I know an obvious question arises. Why not just wait for the right time? Delay the film to some next big date. Why do unnecessary clash with the big film? But you have to realize a producer doesn't carry the money in his pocket that he can just throw, make the film and can wait whenever the money comes back. In most cases, the producers are taking loans to make the film and then they have to keep paying interest on it until they get their money back. They return the loan and all the profits they keep. So that's why they cannot delay the release because the interest keeps going up. They cannot just wait for the next big date and release the film. Oh, another clash will be there. Then wait for another time. That's not possible. And recently in an interview, Vicky Kaushal said a great thing. There are only 52 weeks in a year and we make more than 1,000 films. Of course there will be clashes, it's inevitable. There'll never be a perfect ideal time to release the film. You just have to put it out. But there's something more. If you look closely in the clashes, there's a big detail to look for. And that brings us to point number 4. Clash between contrasting genres. Again, bringing the example of Barbenheimer. These 2 films couldn't be more contrasting. On one side, we have an IP of a toy and a full-on wacky satire film. And on the other side, you have a 3-hour long period drama based on the first atom bomb. You cannot make this up. That's a big reason why it became a phenomena and why people went for both films because both were offering something different. And this contrast is a big reason why both the films worked. Because if the clash is between 2 similar films, it becomes very tough. There's just a lot of comparisons at play. But if the clash is offering very different, unique experiences, the audiences will come. and more audience will come because there's more to offer. Oh My God 2 is a great example. It was released next to Gadar 2, such a big and humongous film. Over that, Oh My God 2 was adult rated. So already the family audiences cannot go. Only adults can go watch it. And still the film did more than 120 crores. I am still surprised. And that shows you there is an audience for everything. On the first, we have Animal, which is the adult film, going against a period drama biopic, Sam Bahadur. Similarly, on 22nd, we have Dunki, which is going to be comedy, drama, emotional film. And then Salaar, a full-on gritty, action-packed film. You have an option to go watch a film with family and then an option to go watch with friends. And most cinephile like me will be watching it alone. A lot of things have to come together. The stars have to align for the films to work. And the content is the biggest thing, is the most important. During clashes, the word of mouth comes very handy because for the audiences watching the film late, they can pick their choice based on the feedback that is already out. Do you agree with the points I made? Let me know in the comments below. Will the stardom be enough in the clash? Has the audience really changed as a lot of people claim? Are we going to support good content? We will find out soon, but here you can check out why 2018 the Malayalam film was the best choice to send to Oscars from India. Or maybe not. Check it out.